Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're going to be talking about the new Glaciela on the JP side. Oh my god, she is incredible. Let's go ahead, talk about why you should be saving for her starting now, and let's dig in. So first off, taking a look at her kit, it doesn't seem too remarkable. She has access to Sub Trick Lancer, she has access to Sub Nightblade. She doesn't get Drain Rush from Sub Nightblade, but because she does have access to that sub, you are going to be able to use Exorcist with her, which is very important because she has a very special limit break, which we'll talk about. But she does have access to Spears, Hat, Clothes, Accessories. Her TMR, not that remarkable either, just gives Protect. You know, most people probably going to pass on this, but her Mastery ability is where things start getting interesting. Here's attack 15, critical hit rate 20, good, along with the standard Wind party-wide buffs. Transitioning, take a look at her primary stats. She does have a ton of HP, 68 agility, 263 dexterity, and 248 luck. I can understand right away looking at this luck where you might be, oh, I'm a little worried about her accuracy, but don't worry, she does have a ton in her passives and in her active abilities. She comes with 15% slash resistance. She also has 10% missile and magic resistance, along with some buffs that can increase the resistances as well. She is neutral to pierce, and she does have a 5% striking weakness. So you are most of the time going to be able to use her as a brawler, which is pretty important because she doesn't have access to re-raise or guts, but her kit is so powerful, I don't think that really matters. Taking a look at her skills now, we're going to go with her passives. She is going to get AoE resistance 20 with defense penetration 40 and accuracy 25 on her main passive. That is crazy. She has access to the Trick Lancer passive for critical hit rate 25, defense penetration 40 as well. So you could immediately get defense pen 80 on her if you wanted, or you could go for Sub Secret of the Nightblade for that additional accuracy 25, giving her potentially accuracy plus 50 through just her passives is going to be quite monstrous. She does have reflex as well in her counter ability kit. It is going to have a 15% chance to proc. Now, how relevant this is going to be with seal counter being much more prevalent on the JP side and now on the global side, I don't know. But still, reflex is reflex, and if reflex can save you a match in PvP or can save you in PvE, it is absolutely still the best counter to have in the game. So really cool that she does actually have that. Transitioning to her main kit, her primary ability is a Dispel for haste and all buffs on the target. And look at that range. This is very similar to Trick Lancer, where you just have massive range and massive range height. She's going to be nailing people from far, just like Winter Luartha did. So probably going to pair really well with Winter Luartha as well. Her first buff is going to increase slash resistance 25%, magic resistance 25%, and attack 40%. This is really good. She has another buff down here, though, the Soul of Wazette, which I think is better, and you'll definitely want her to use first. It grants a 50% damage taken barrier on herself for 3 times, and it grants restore AP when allies crit on herself and allies, and it gives accuracy plus 30. So, oh, it's so good. I mean, especially in the global world where we are dealing with evasion everywhere. Like, even though her luck isn't the highest, she's gonna be a monster, and she's gonna be so delightful to run with our global exclusive wind units. Like, it's just gonna be wonderful, and I can't wait for her to come out. It's probably gonna be the first time we've actually ever seen any type of a spear meta in quite a while. She also gets a 3-hit cross-shaped attack, which has plus 30% accuracy and range on it, and range height. So she is going to be able to chain wind. However, again, keep in mind, she can sub Exorcist, which we will be talking about here. She has the capability to lower wind resistance by 30%, which is incredibly good in PvE. She can dispel auto revive. This triple hit ability, by the way, does dispel guts. So she is just a monster of dispelling. Anytime you need her to do something, she's probably going to be able to do it. The only thing she doesn't really have in her kit is auto re-raise and guts herself. Now, she has one thing that is completely different than anything we have ever seen in the game before, and that's her limit break. Her limit break itself here, if you go to WoTV calc, is actually not translatable. So it's a new effect, and they didn't know what it was when they were translating it. What her limit break does is when you hit an opponent, it maintains the elemental chain when your opponent takes a single turn. That means that it's going to bypass, you know, you're all of a sudden, if you're chaining wind slash, right, you're going to be able to bypass the restriction of needing to stop your opponent or restrict your opponent's turn taking in some way to maintain the elemental chain. And this is going to be good in missions where you need to get specifically multiple element chains going, like if you need to get a chain 5 on like a nightmare mission. This is going to make it very easy to do, because if your opponent takes a turn, it's okay. You can just, you know, that it's not going to ruin the chain. It'll get rid of the slash chain if there's a slash chain or a pierce chain, but the wind chain is still going to be there. And it opens up the option for wind to potentially be something that it hasn't been before, which is like just a solo wind chaining element, where all of a sudden, if you're only worried about wind, I mean, you could have Lucia quadruple shot, you could triple hit here, you could potentially have Tifa using Star Shower for 4 hits. Like, all of a sudden, wind can become this monster of a class, and you don't need to necessarily worry about the type of attack that you're chaining in order to hit cap damage. So it's very cool, very unique, very new to the game, which I love, and I'm very excited for it. I think she's going to be a monster in both PvE and PvP. And even if you need to fall back, like if you need to fall back on Wind Slash and set Exorcist on her, you can still set Exorcist on her. Like, it's still going to be very good. Or you could set Exorcist on Winter Luartha, and you could just have her use Exorcist, and you could have Glaciela chain Wind, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's just, I think it's going to be incredibly powerful. I think she's going to be very relevant to the game, and I am just very excited for her. If you're going to look at her sub-jobs, her Wolf Step sub-job, or her primary sub-job, is going to increase move 1 as a self-buff and decrease AP consumption by 30. Pretty good, considering that she does start, like, the weapon that she gets herself does give her initial AP up. I'm not the most excited for it. Slow Thrust does have range, and it can land slow on the opponent. You know, all of her sub-jobs are kind of in this world where I think, you know, you may not necessarily have to set one or the other. You know, you're probably going to be using her primary abilities. Technically, you have a Barrier Break and Trick Lancer, so you may be running sub Trick Lancer a lot for that Barrier Break, because she doesn't actually have a Barrier Break in her kit. She has a lot of dispels. She can dispel a lot of status ailments. Of course, you can sub Nightblade and just win Slash Chain or Stun Blade or Maiming Slash here, but she doesn't have that Drain Rush, which is one of the drawbacks. But yeah, I mean, overall, it doesn't really matter what you change her sub to. She's just going to be an absolute destroyer of everything. And, you know, I'm super excited. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I know I'm not making a ton of WoTV content right now, and that's because I've been really enjoying Ni no Kuni. So thank you, everybody that still comes to my channel, watches me. I promise I'm still making WoTV stuff. I'm still going to be covering WoTV, and I will catch you guys next time.